welcome back to another episode of Spirited Journey. I hope you are all well and fine out there on this fabulous day. Today we are going to have a look at one of my favourite brands of whiskey, which is Mackmyra. And this wonderful example. This was the first whiskey I tried of Mackmyra's. As you can tell, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So, this for me was what started my journey with Mackmyra, and even now still it remains to be one of my favourites. This is one of their seasonal range, which means once it's gone, it's gone. They produce, I think it's one new seasonal every year. All of Mackmyra's whiskies are non-coloured and non-chill filtered, which is another part of the reason I love them, is because it adds to their whiskey integrity. The only one that I know to, which I was asked and requested this information, is chill filters, I think it is Mac, which is designed to be a mixer. But even still, I enjoy Mac on its own as a sipping whiskey, because I think it's an absolute stunning whiskey. This one, the first thing that really grabs me with this one is it smells like cherry decoy. Don't know what it is with it. I've always smelt this one and I've always recognised it as smelling of cherry decoy, you know. But on the nose you've got a real nice spice with a nice warm and herbal warmth. You've got different grapes. It's because it's matured in this one is matured I think in 5 different casks, I think it is. You've got the different influences on all the different casks, so you've got this nice you've got the real nice influence from the cask, which you pick up on the nose. You've got an absolutely lovely vanilla and gingery aroma, pear, there's some fudge, and some really nice vanilla notes there, all on the nose. And that's even before you take a sip into the whiskey. So even before you even step into tasting this, you know you're in for an absolute treat. You know, when you're picking out grapes, vanilla, fudge, you know, and all the different flavours there, you know, it's ram-packed. Every time I've gone back to this, I've always found different nuance and something different within the whiskey itself. And that's what keeps me going back to this one and picking out different notes and nuances throughout the whiskey. So let's have a little, excuse me, a look and a taste. straight off the bat, you've got a real nice fruity spice, nice dried fruit, with some pears, some really nice sumptuous raisins with a nice touch of vanilla mixed with some ginger, with a real nice creamy, like a delicious texture, really nice smooth whiskey as it goes down. And even after you swallow it on the palate, there's your nice oaky raisin kind of flavour. Excuse me, with fruits and everything else. It's a real nice whiskey that you can tell that it's non-chill filtered because the oils coat your mouth and do a really nice job of leaving such a sumptuous aftertaste that really has a really deep impact. And that's why I love this whiskey so much. Okay, there, picking a bit more of the peppery gingerness up there, but blended in lovely with the fudge and the nice sumptuous raisins. Oh, absolutely delicious. So let's try and open this up a little bit, shall we? So as it's non-chill filtered whiskey, we can add a tiny spot of water. See if we can get these flavours to open up a little bit. Now the key here is not to sit there and swirl it around, is to let all the non-solubles go down to the bottom and let all the non-solubles come to the top. So the next hit from the whiskey will be all the non-soluble oils, and get a really nice impact from the full flavours of the whiskey itself. So let's have an explore together, shall we? I know this whiskey really well. I know this is going to be an incredible taste, and I so wish I could share this with all of you right now. I really do. The smells damping down a tiny bit. Oh, that fruity, spicy warmth. So, boom, really grabs you. You got the real nice. Oh, you can really tell it has the real big impact of all the wine casks and everything else. I'll leave a link and I'll leave a picture up now of all the different casks it's been finished in, because I can't remember them all off the top of my head. But honestly, I mean, Mackmyra has been going since 1999, and they are doing things with whiskey that are just, you know, mind blowing. Got a lovely, nice, spicy warmth and raisin. You know, a nice subtle hint of the red wine and the grapes aftertaste. It's really such a treat. It's like my tongue's doing that with flavour at the minute. It's a really big, nice treat. But as I said, it's due to the non-chill filtering and the non-chill filtering that you get that, because you get all the oils and everything else that coat your mouth that can sit there and do that, and it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is a 46%, 46.1%, sorry. Yeah, so that's on the back here, isn't it? No notes or anything else. This one I think is, I'm not even going to try and butcher it. It basically means harvest. So, but it is an absolutely gorgeous whisky. Absolutely gorgeous whisky. A lot of the Mackmyra whiskies themselves are actually aged in a underground mine, which actually reduces a lot of their angel share and cuts down. Obviously, if it's in a mine, it cuts down the temperature and cuts down a lot of the movement of the woods and everything else. So it adds a lot of the richness and flavour, and it's extraordinary. I don't know, it's absolutely wonderful whisky. It really adds to the absolute integrity of the whisky. I really wish they would put on here, and scream it to the top of the hill, non-chill filtered, non-colouring, because they need it and they deserve it, Partially aged in, of course, Aramora casks. Lovely design, grapes on the side of the bottle. Absolutely stunning whisky for anybody who is a fan of red wines or Mackmyra, or to be honest, whisky themselves. Is an absolute treat. Would I recommend this? Oh yes, in a heartbeat. I love Mackmyra. I'm not going to lie to you, because that's just not me. On the whisky journey, I discovered Mackmyra happily through a Masters of Malt sale a year or two ago, and I was absolutely blown away by it. Absolutely blown away by them, and I think they are absolutely fantastic brand. They don't put an age statement on a lot of stuff, which I do have Mackmyra 10 in there, which I'm going to review at some point when we get to a certain level of subscribers. I'm saving that one for a nice treat for everybody. I do have a lot of their Moments range as well, because I think they're an absolutely stunning brand, because they hold an integrity in the whisky. But as always, what's on the bottle is the contract, as I always feel. And the one thing I do wish that they would put on the bottle, I know that's my personal opinion, and my opinion is my opinion, but I do wish they would put on the bottle that it is non-chill filtered and non-coloured, because that adds to the integrity of their whisky. And as you know, and as I know, because we're not silly these days and age, that it does matter, that it does hold integrity, that it matters, that it's non-chill filtered, that it's non-coloured, because it does. Because you look at that and you look at that and you go, it's gorgeous, and you can see a little bit of the Scotch mist forming because of the way the water and the oils react with each other, because it's non-chill filtered, because it's non-coloured, because that's the way whisky should be. Yes, it may be a Swedish brand, and I absolutely love them to bits, because I think they hold an incredibly high standard of what they produce. Do I wish they'd put an age statement on it? Yes, but in certain circumstances, you know, that's down to them. But the main thing I wish they would really do, and that I really think would hold the brand integrity, is the non-chill filtering and the non-colouring. It's just a little thing at the bottom: non-chill filtering, non-colouring. I'd beg do it. You know, non-chill filtered, non-coloured. They released the wee beastie at 5 years old. Age statement doesn't mean nothing these days. You know, I know this has been through a lot, and many casks. It's been through five different casks for the finish it's had. I'm not sure how it works for all the age statements on that because of the different casks and transferring and everything else. But, you know, the moments I can understand because they go through a rigorous different process, like the ground tea and everything else. The green tea, which is the ground tea, with 5 different green teas and other different bits and bobs. But, and it's always going to be, I think for me, it's one of them is, you know, the non-chill filter and the non-colouring is always going to be my thing I always look for in a whisky. You know, it's, you know, a mark of, is it good, is it not good? Because I've got, you know, I've got some down here, you know, I've got a Pendrian whisky from Wales, non-chill filtered, no colouring added, you know. That is Madeira cask finish. I've been to the distillery. They age theirs for generally about 5 years. You know, we have one of the favourites, ground tea. You know? And Svensk Ek. If I butchered that, I do apologise to anybody who watches this, you know. But just, you know, non-chill filtered, non-coloured. But just my humble opinion, that I think would add a massive integrity to the brand. But as always, my friends, please stay safe, please stay happy, and may you all have a fantastic journey. Keep safe and keep well on your journey.